Hi, finally. So this is going to be the starting of the new set of videos I'm going to use to show you how I did the Three.js application within Meta Quest 3. So I'm going to try to show you what I've done. We'll just carry along. I create a folder Three.js underscore learn, and I load it on the Visual Studio Code. And then that's where the application is going to sit. So I'm going to have to link to several files and create a few folders. This was the JS folder. Within the JS folder, I'll place an app.js file, which will be the main file that will link into the index.html file. So I create the index.html file, which I think needs to move out of the JS folder. It will be the primary index page, and I have this content here already pasted in here. I'll delete this section out of it, and then I have the head section, and then I have the body section, and then within the head section I have the style, the body style there. In the body section I have a div ID with WebGL underscore scene. That's what I'm going to link to from the app.js file. And then I have a video tag, WebGL underscore video. I'll probably delete that, or maybe comment that out because I'm not going to need that eventually. And then I'll have a link to the app.js file within the JS folder. And I can run this and connect to a live server. Just click on go live. That's live server within Visual Studio Code, and then it loads the page. And so what I'll probably do is to load that page just by my code so you get to see what I'm doing live. So if I make a change, for instance, change the background of the body to say black, that's 3 zeros is fine. It changes the background color. So that works basically. And the page should go right, yeah. So that means our page is linked in real time. So everything we do within the app.js is basically rendered through the index.html page. So in order to test this out, you usually go in there. I'll just type in hello, and you see that popping up. So that's just a clarification or validation that that file is connected to HTML, index.html file. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we're going to import libraries. The next thing we're going to do is, sorry for that hash there, from Python ideas, create a class. Within the class, we're going to create constructor, and then create methods. You can see the effect of Copilot helping me to write the code there. Copilot has already analyzed some of the codes I've written. Understands I'm building a Three.js code, or rather a class in JavaScript, and understands that what you usually do is import libraries, create file class, create the constructor, create methods, and then export the class. So basically to complete all of this, I'm going to be copying and pasting some code in here. So first thing I'm going to do is to copy and paste, or we could probably go ahead and create a class. We could name it app or exhibition builder. And come down here and close that. And to export this, simply finger exports. That. And now, so it all depends on if you want to export this, because ideally we would want this class to create the scene itself rather than the HTML file. Having to import it and using that. Eventually, it's going to be an import file anyway. The file can only be imported as a model file. That's why you have this line here. But for now, I'm going to comment this out because eventually what we want to do is create class instance call window based events. I will see where all this coming later. Let's go paste in that. New that, and if you're aware of how OOP works, you would probably understand how what's happening here. I've created an instance of that class, and eventually going to use this variable to call several functions within that class. So first thing I'm going to do is to create a constructor, which is going to be a constructor, and constructor comes in there. So basically, it's already making suggestions from me that's coming from the Copilot integration. Well, I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to go back into my other code and do some copy over. And I'm going to explain what stuff I copy over. It's going to be a bit fast. I'm not going to go into the main basics of Three.js. You probably can find that online, as I said earlier. We're going to walk straight towards building an exhibition center. So looking back into my other page, my other app, and trying to find out several, so before we go along, we're going to create several other folders here. I'll just select 3 and say create assets. I'll pull that out of the folder eventually. Models, that's where the 3.js or Blender models are going to be. It's going to be, well, we're going to stick with that. We're going to drag some libraries into this point at some point. So I'll probably stop here, and then in the next video, we're going to look at importing libraries and then creating the constructor of this exhibition builder class. So see you then. Cheers.